Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash, and double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopeful elect, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yahshua to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahushai. This is your brother Adah with another report on who the man of sin is. This is a movie. This is from Hollywood, right? Or from, I think this particular movie was done by the Temanites, by the Germans. This goes back as far as 1927. The name of the movie is Metropolis. It's about making a machine man or a machine woman. What do you see? This is before there was even sound in film. And what do you see? You see an inverted pentagram on the wall pointing down to the creation of Esau. In the center of that pentagram, you see what's called the Pentagon. And that's one of the buildings in the U.S. government. Yet this is the same race of people that has convinced the planet Earth that they are Christians, that they are the chosen people of Yahweh, of the Most High, and yet they are really the man of sin. You cannot dabble, and Yahweh said, you will know a tree by its fruit. And this is their fruit. This is all they can produce. So I want to, before I get any further, let me see. I don't want to get too much of it. I don't want to get a copyright strike on this, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. I'll let some of it play. Just a little bit of it. Stop it right there. So let me see. You see it at 1927, sci-fi thriller. Okay, this is what Esau was doing on the left-hand side, right? Back in those days. This is where were they getting this information? They were getting it from the Alahayim on the left-hand side when they were doing their human sacrifices and their orgies. Okay, that is mentioned in it's mentioned in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 3 through 6. Look at this, man, and look how actually, like, what's the word I want to use? Look how up to date it actually looks for 1927. I mean, it looks very similar to what they're doing today, man. Okay, so. It looks like them working on it. So they're giving her something to drink while they're getting her ready to film. But look what's in the back. I mean, this is you got to understand how they've used the media. All right, machine human. That's what Metropolis means. It means machine human. All right, so they've been given this vision, right, on the left-hand side from the beginning. There is a video. Let me see. I got to find it. Elder Yasharamba was just going in on this not too long ago. Let me see. I know I saved it. Did I save it here? Wait, hold up. Maybe I saved it. Let me see. Salakia, really quick. Oh, man. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. All right. News and prophecy of what happened in our lifetime. So I'm going to go to his page real quick. Remnant Save 144. Remnant Save. GMS. Remnant. Boom. All right. Videos. All right. Okay. So I want to go into now. I have some places. Okay, that was one of them. Where this, I want to show you something that these people were. We got to see where these people are at. I mean, you guys got to watch the whole video, the whole lesson. Elder Yasharam was going in, man. It's just he you know, you guys know how he gets down. So this is all that same video. I was driving, and I was trying to capture. Salakia for that. I was trying to capture the key moments. Again, the whole video is good, but I wanted to land back because the Spirit was pouring a lot of information into me, and unfortunately, I've forgotten some of it because it's been a couple days. That's another reason. But I was driving, man, I should have stopped. I should have just stopped what I was doing and did the lesson, honestly, because now the more that I'm looking at this, I'm like, man, I had some really fire stuff going on in my head. Let me see. Okay, let's go right here. So the first notable, so I typed in, what was the first old movie that showed a robot being, turned, because I knew I was looking for this film because I had seen it a few times. I think even Beyonce in one of her videos or in one of her concerts, she reenacted this. And you got to understand, we got to ask ourselves why. Why did the people that run her ministry or her fame, why did they have her reenact that? Because that is a revelation or a download they were given from the left-hand side that has us all going into what we're seeing happen now.
People hear us say the white man is the devil, the so-called white man, which, again, you have certain people who look so-called white, all right, that aren't Edomites. They could be Israelites. They can be, of another nation. But the Edomite, all right, is who this is talking about. Okay, the coming of lawlessness, right, is according to the working of Satan. So this man, this lawless, beast, will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. And we're witnessing counterfeit power, pseudoscience, all right, day in and day out of this man ruling. So I want to start with this video here. The Hopeful Elect 3, subscribe and be edified. The AI takeover, dismantling the school system. Okay, just an example of what this technocracy and AI takeover plans to do on the planet Earth. It gets worse than this. Okay, but check this out. Yep, Ecclesiastes, Sirach 12 and 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. Okay, the way they're bringing about this technology is that it's going to help the world and that it's here to, save the day for all of the, human failures. But in his heart, he imagineth how to throw thee in the pit. And that's what they're setting up, a pit. Okay, a total, all right, world, global, all right, technological enslavement, to where your every move will be tracked, traced. Okay, your carbon footprint will be tracked, traced. Okay, and they will be able to what? Be God. All right, your access to resources will all be based upon your social credit score. Your ability to buy and sell will all be based upon you having an MOTB. Okay.
See, and that's what all of this is going into, man.
15-minute cities, microchipped up, okay, compliant to the rulers and the powers that be.
And Christianity teaches us or deceives the world in believing one man, some beast man, some half Nephilim man, is the one person that's going to be the Antichrist. When you see a system of a race of people, you see a system of a race of people doing this shit. Okay?
And if you even have a thought against them, you will be taken out of the planet Earth. You had this guy, Ellison, this technocrat, Ellison, forget his name, Steve Ellison, Bill Ellison, one of them, Ellison, but man, is it Larry Ellison? Yeah, Larry Ellison. I believe his name is. It's killing me, so let me look it up. Larry Ellison, yeah, that's his name. All right. He said he wants people to be more obedient. Okay? He wants people to be more obedient.
Look at that.
Okay?
Megan Ellison. Look at that American film producer. I don't know if she's related to him, but that's a dude. That's a fucking man that's becoming or became, yeah, see? And he's the guy on the left, the Larry Ellison. So what? Meet Larry Ellison's Hollywood children. Those are his children. Okay, so again, that's a fucking dude that's becoming or became a girl. You can see there's something going on with her or it or him, right? And see, god damn, man. Look at these fucking people, dude. So this is the race. This is the man of sin. I'm showing you something. It keeps, and these people have power, man. And they're in a position where they're fucking, no, that's not who I wanted. I wanted the Larry guy again. It's funny how all these people come up when you pulled up that Larry Ellison guy. Here we go. So this dude who he's talking about, he's worth $275 billion. These people have to do this. They cannot just be where they're at. They have to do the Feast of Blood. Okay? We're going to go into Wisdom of Solomon. We're going to go into chapter 12. And we're going to go into verse 3 down. Okay? For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft. The word odious goes into hateful and wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh, and the feast of blood, with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute for hell. This is going into human child sacrifice. That's where all your orgies, that's where all your blood, your adrenochrome, all the perverted left-hand science that you can come up with when it comes to, look at this perversion that they got down here on the bottom. Slovakia, man. I'm trying to, how you fucking, it's an advertisement. That's crazy. How do you erase that? So any type of scientific, extraction where they're able to extract, blood and the adrenochrome when they're beating the child, the whole ceremony that's involved in it, it's fucking hideous what they do, man. So that's what these people do. They're that seed line. They're the modern day Chaldeans. Okay, let's get that. The beauty, and this is the beauty. Beau, the beauty of the daughter of the Chaldeans, which is talking about the people we just looked at right now. They are those high-ranking fucking families that operate, that traffic in that level of witchcraft. So come down. This is Isaiah 47. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make thee bare, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. And that's what's happening now. We're able to see these people for what they are. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. We know that's Yahushua coming back on his chariot, the so-called UFO, in his glorified body. As for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. So he's mentioning the fact that we were in the curses, that we've been We've been in slavery. We're on the bottom. You know, we're infamous right now, and he's restoring the elect, the remnant, the 1/3. It's all inclusive. The prophecies are detailed. And for those fuckers in Genesis, if there was a mention, if there was salvation included for national bloodline fucking heathens, it would be mentioned in these prophecies in a detailed fashion. It's not. I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand, that thou didst show them no mercy. There goes your 13th Amendment, your prison system, the police, the way they're always oppressing us in the media, in real life. Upon the ancients hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke, and thou saidst, I sit as a lady forever. So there's a separation between us and them. So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter or the end of it. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasure, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else besides me. I shall sit as a widow. I shall not sit as a widow, Salakia, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee, that thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand, look at this mockery. This is Yahweh. Now he's going to begin to close the Alahayim, the doors of the spirit realm that these motherfuckers are tapped into, so that they can no longer get direction, instruction to be ahead of the game from the left-hand side powers. That's what this is going into. Stand now with thine enchantments, like what you've been doing, okay? Way over here, all this stuff that you've been doing. Hold up, I dropped it. So let me see. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt thou be able to profit, if so be thou shalt prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up. These are your true witches on that left-hand side that have been operating in Hollywood, in the media, in those feasts, those feasts of bloods, being able to convert all the energy, all the information they get from those demonic ceremonies, and being able to convert them into movies, into songs, into stage presence, into decorations, in the scenes, and communicate them in the film, revelation of the method, and then have direction for them to operate, navigate the earth where they're at in front of everybody, because they're getting supernatural power from the left-hand side. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. They're not going to be able to. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants. From thy youth they shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. And where's that fire coming from? It's coming from the prophets. It's coming from the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and every captain, every soldier, every man that declares that same doctrine. Every time we open our mouths, the Most High takes his words in our mouth. Yahweh Shai takes our words and his words in our mouth and makes our words fire, and this people wood. That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Okay. He believed.
Let me fast forward. Here we go. Look. It's another one.
Right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes?
I don't know. I would
This is a long hesitation. This is a long hesitation.
There's so many questions implicit in
Should the
this.
human race survive?
Yes.
Okay.
But I also would I also would like us to radically solve these problems.
Right.
And so it's always, I don't know, transhumanism is this, the ideal was this radical transformation where your human natural body gets transformed into an immortal body. Into an immortal body. And
These are the people that are at the forefront of where your government and where the world is going.
Critique of, let's say, the trans people in a sexual context, or I don't know, trans.
And look how long that they have been. Look, man, it's the same race of people. This is 1927, dude. And this movie, Metropolis, is going into all that fucking the singularity, the transhumanism. What do you fucking think this shit is? And look at the symbols. And remember, now listen, I'm gonna let him talk.
Transvestite is someone who changes their clothes and cross dresses, and a transsexual is someone where you change your penis into a vagina, and we can then debate how well those surgeries work. But we want more transformation than that.
Absolutely no moral code. He's just talking about the shit like it's like you're driving down the road and then you make a left at the turn signal, and then you make a right at the turn signal. That's how he's talking about what Scripture calls abomination. We have a standard. We've been given the law. The word of our Father, the word of our power says what he's talking about is absolute abomination, and he's talking about it like it's just tying your tennis shoes. It's no big deal. And this is the race of people who are in control. They're in power. They are the base man. It's not one individual antichrist. It's an entire household. It's a race, and within that race, there's a 1% upper echelon, which is called Lucifer. They're that top ruling 1%, and they're dictating the course of action for the rest of the world on a new world order global scale here in the near future.
The critique is not that it's weird and unnatural. It's so pathetically little. And we want more than cross-dressing or changing your sex organs. We want you to be able to change your heart and change your mind and change your whole body. And then Orthodox Christianity, by the way.
Transform, transhumanism. Because we're not going to need humans anymore. So if you do want to, live on Earth as a human, your only chance to keep up is to be merged with machine.
And look at this movie. This is just one movie, but look at that shit. Look at the fucking inverted pentagram, and then you got this machine, this female machine, and you got this specific race of people. What were we doing? What were we doing in 1927? What were so-called blacks? Let me see. Watch this. What was the state? Salakia for the way I'm gonna type it in. Okay, you guys. I'm gonna say. What was the state of black people? I want to say so-called, but I don't want to throw up the algorithm. What was the state of black people in America? Okay, and this is going to include Latinos and Native Americans. I'm just saying. What was the state of black people in America in 1927? You got to see this shit. Watch what it says. This I don't know what it says. Okay, in 1927, black Americans faced systemic discrimination and violence, particularly in the South due to Jim Crow laws and sharecropping. While a significant portion of the population had migrated north in search of opportunity, we're basically trying to catch our breath. We're realistically, you guys, we're trying to catch our fucking breath, right? From chattel slavery, we've gone from chattel slavery to the 13th Amendment, which is them now criminalizing us, Jim Crow laws. Now they're putting us in prison for corny, goofy shit. There's no NWA. There's no crack epidemic. There's no gangs in 27. There's no drive-by shootings, yet they're locking us up left and right because of Jim Crow laws, right? Despite this oppression, African American culture flourished during the Harlem Renaissance. Though many in the North still contended with low-wage jobs and segregation, which there go isolation and poverty, the Mississippi River flood of 1927 displaced many and exacerbated existing racial tensions, leading to further migration. So we're still under the curses, right? We're getting our ass whooped by the curses. I'm painting a picture here. Southern United States, systemic oppression. Black Americans were largely subjected to Jim Crow laws. So while they are oppressing us, while they are destroying us and throwing us in jail, what else? What are they doing? What the fuck are they doing? They're making movies about satanic machines that is going in the prophecy, but they're on the left-hand side doing it while we're just trying to catch our breath from slavery. And this includes the Latinos, the Native Americans, okay? This is what they are doing, you guys. They have enough time to sit around, right, and sacrifice children and traffic in blood to the Allahayim on the left-hand side to get the downloads so that they can then begin to convert the spiritual information that they're getting from the prince demon Satan on the left-hand side to be putting it in movie format to seduce the whole fucking planet and direct the entire planet in the direction of the fucking the MOTB. That's what this race of people is doing. Pretty trippy, huh? We were just trying to get a job. These motherfuckers got so much fucking money and they're so free with no oppression that they have enough time to sit around and do satanic theater, which was necessary because this isn't the only movie. I just wanted to pull this movie up because it backs up what the elder is going into in his lesson.
They got AI hospital. They got AI hospitals in China already. Full-blown AI hospitals. Okay? China's AI hospital, a new era in healthcare.
Are scoring 93% diagnostic accuracy at China's new Tsinghua University's AI.
So regular doctors ain't gonna be able to keep up. So in order to, be, have some type of, skin in the game, well, hey, you're gonna have to upgrade.
Agent Hospital.
Because the robots is getting at 93% accuracy.
It's the first medical facility in the world operating.
So I just wanted to do a little bitty, land back off of that. Let me see if I can, I want to go back to where he was talking.
So that the
Let me see right here.
anti-Messiah, okay? And AI has everything to do with the reason for the angels having to intervene under Yahweh Shai, okay? Because what he is doing in the planet Earth is setting up a system of AI takeover, AI governance, in which you will have to bow to that image, okay? You're going to have to bow to that image, all right, and ultimately accept this technocracy, okay? And the oath to be brought fully into it will be the RFID microchip, okay? It's going to happen in our time, okay? So
And this is the man of sin. And when it goes into man of sin, again, it's not talking about an individual man. It's talking about a race of people. And within that race or house or that family, there is an upper echelon rulership. And that goes into your banking families. That goes into which are all the people who control the media and you see the evidence of what they have had, and you saw what was happening to us in 1927. We were just trying to catch our breath. And am I trying to make an, and there's no excuse for what the 2/3 of our people are doing now. Okay. But this specific house, Esau, Edom, Mount Seir, Basra, Idumea, Amalek, it is obvious that this specific race of people is who the left-hand Elohim speaks to. They are the wicked, just like it says in Malachi. This is the border of wickedness, and it's talking about a race of people, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. All right?
Oh, for all of you camps playing games with the word, okay, prophecy is not playing games. Okay, and the so-called white man, these technocrats are not playing games either. Okay, Esau, Edom, and all of the various different nations who are gathered with him, all right, are very, very serious about this technocracy, this AI takeover. Okay, and I wanted to get into a few things associated, all right, with how they're going to make you bow to the image. All right, because we know promise to be a blessing given to this AI takeover, or all right, you will be barred out of society and eventually put on a list where it's legal to torture you and take you out of the earth. Okay, I wanted to start with this video here. Okay, because this devil is being revealed. 2 Thessalonians 2:8, and then shall that wicked be.
Here it is. Listen, because this race of people is the ones that's been doing all this shit. Okay? It ain't no other race of people, you guys. And 2 Thessalonians is talking about this race of people, not an individual man. It's talking about the whole nation.
Revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. NLT, this man will come to do the work of Satan. What does the word Satan mean? Adversary. You know, people hear us say the white man is the devil, the so-called white man, which, again, you have certain people who look so-called white, all right, that aren't Edomites. They could be Israelites, they can be, you know, of another nation, but the Edomite, all right, is who this is talking about. Okay, the coming of lawlessness, right, is according to the working of Satan. So this man, this lawless, okay, beast, will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. And we're witnessing counterfeit power, pseudoscience, all right, day in and day out of this man.
Look, I mean, 1927. This motherfucker got upside down, inverted fucking pentagrams on the fucking wall with very realistic, very attractive looking robots in 1927 on a movie set. While the rest of us were fighting just to get a break, to try to find some type of way. And we didn't even know who the fuck we were in 1927. We didn't even know that we were the Hebrew Israelites. We thought that we were everything that this race told us. And if you see what this race is doing on this movie set, do you think they would tell you the truth about yourself if you were the Hebrew Israelites? Are you fucking crazy? Every fucking thing they've told us is a goddamn lie. And here they are operating on left-handed wisdom right in front of your eyes while they're oppressing you. And here we are in 2025, and we're about to step into their fucking situation with Jacob's trouble and everything that they're doing in the earth right now. This is the man of sin, you guys. So I'm going to cut the lesson short. I just wanted to try to do my best as far as, because this came to mind. I've been thinking about this movie and this image, and I was like, wait a minute, man. You know, there's a black and white movie where you can't even fucking hear sound, and this motherfucker was already doing. This is very, look at how this looks even in 2025, and imagine when the people were seeing this on the TV screen in 1927. look how it looks, man. It's very, I mean, it's kind of hypnotic looking even now. And it's 2000, and these are just photos, bro. The way the lighting, the way it looks, that was pretty magnificently done. But how? They were given this power to even, I mean, down to the fucking, to the decoration of the fucking, the costumes, the way the lighting looks, all that. It's very, at least in my eyes, ever since I first saw this, it always had that pull to it. I was like, how the fuck did they do that? Where it's like, you just want to stare at it and be like, what the fuck? Why does it just look so like spooky and so it's like fucking hypnotizing. Well, what the fuck it's dealing with left-handed power. And they were able to produce this and get it on television and put it on the big screen while we were trying to fucking get a job. We were running around scrambling, just trying to exist, not even knowing who the fuck we were in 1927, man. Y'all got to understand all the components that make this what it is, man. There's no other, you can't go around the earth and look for another race of people and say that race of people is the man of sin when this race of people has been doing all the shit they've been fucking doing, bro. Like you just can't do it. You're not being fair. Look, and then this shows you, look, they're giving her a drink. They got a fucking hair blower to dry off her sweat because she's been on set all day. See, that's the human aspect of all this wickedness, man. Right? She needs a fucking drink. I'm thirsty. Well, we gotta get this film underway type shit, you know what I mean? But then, see, they use computers to colorize it, to make it look, but there wasn't color in those days, you know what I mean? Wow, what a fucking trip, man. Honestly, in my opinion, it almost looks better in black and white. It looks more hypnotic. It looks way more fucking hypnotic. That kind of looks cool. That's fucking crazy, bro. That shit, ever since I fucking, obviously I'm all over here tripping out on it and shit. But yeah, let me cut this short, man. Fucking, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Okay? I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Kodesh, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and shalom to the 144,000 chosen brothers taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. It's your brother Radah. Shalom.